Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Penn State falls in double overtime tonight, 30-24 to Oregon, and I seen this coming. I said it last week. You cannot not start slow against this Oregon team. Again, Franklin, again, just looks like his team was not prepared in the first half. I am going off tonight, guys. I am sick of James Franklin. He needs to freaking go. Plain and simple, he needs to go. He is 4-21 now against top 10 opponents. Record says it all. I don't care how well he can recruit. Get somebody else in there. He is just ruining Penn State football. It's just that plain and simple. He's ruining Penn State football. This guy stinks when it comes to big games. And I'm sorry. They had 2 weeks to prepare for this Oregon team. This team flew across country to come play them. They should have been a lot better prepared. Plain and simple. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. This guy sucks. James Franklin sucks. He sucks for the last 10 years, and I can't. He needs to just go. He is so horrible in big games. This team not being ready to play tonight was horrible. Absolutely horrible. This Oregon Ducks team, I watched them 2 weeks ago go to Northwestern. Northwestern played them tougher than Penn State did. Okay, Northwestern is not the number 2 ranked team in the nation or coming in. Or was that number 2 falsely given to them? Did the coaches and polls think that Penn State was a lot better than what they were? But watching this game tonight, I'm sorry. They left the defense out on the field way too long. Defense could not stop these guys once overtime hit. Back-to-back plays, they score touchdowns, giving them the lead. And then Drew Allard on cue throws an interception. On cue throws an interception. Like, give me a break with this. This is the same story, just a different year with this Penn State team. James Franklin has 2 weeks to prepare. How do you have 2 weeks to prepare for a team at home and you lose? I don't understand this. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm coming in hot, but that game just pissed me off. Watching this game tonight, James Franklin, again, did not have this team ready to play ball. Did not have them ready to play. Where was this offense in the first half? Now, granted, I will give the Lions some credit. They did fight back from a 14-point deficit. They didn't roll over and die. But for what? Just to lose ultimately in overtime to an Oregon team they should have beaten. Now, maybe this won't be the last one, but Jesus, God, they are just horrible, man. They are horrible. And I'm sorry, James Franklin has to go. That is it. 4-21 against top 10 opponents. And guess what? They got to take a trip to Columbus later on in the year. Man, I'm telling you, they're going to get blown out in Columbus. That game's not even going to be close. So you better hope that there's another bunch of 2 lost teams in this, in this Big Ten, because right now they are horrible. Inexcusable. He again fails to bring his team to where they need to be. I'm sorry. And Andy Kolzicki, dude, your offense is trash. Your offense is trash. You mean to tell me you couldn't get Singleton and H.John Allen more open than that? Like, Jesus God, dude. Jesus God. And where is the protection for Drew Allard? Where is his protection? Like, Jesus God, I watched this Oregon team 2 weeks ago. They struggled with a Northwestern team. And I'm telling you, if Northwestern had a quarterback, if they had a guy like Drew Allard, they would have beaten Oregon. Oregon pulled away late in that game 2 weeks ago. They couldn't run the ball. This quarterback didn't look all world. Where was the defensive pressure tonight? Like, literally, Oregon did more to beat themselves in the first half than Penn State did to slow them down. This was a team that looked like they were not ready to play, that just sat around for 2 weeks. I'm sorry. It was pathetic. And James Franklin is pathetic. Strictly pathetic. I wanted him going 5 years ago. I wanted him going. He's a horrible coach. They will never win nothing with James Franklin. It's just that plain and simple. He's horrible. He's a horrible coach. Great recruiter. Can recruit can recruit a lot of good talent. He can't coach them. He cannot coach them. And again, where is the passing in this offense? Where's the downfield passing? Are you kidding me? Like, they just look so bad tonight. So bad. And I'll tell you what, I don't have no faith in them going forward. I think when they take that trip to Columbus, it's another loss. So you better hope that one of them two teams loses a couple more times for you to even try to get there. It's a big loss tonight, a very big loss. And again, you lost at home. How do you lose at home when you have 2 weeks to prepare for a team who had a game last week? They had a game last week. I don't get this. I really, truly don't get it. I don't. If you'd have watched what Northwestern did to them just 2 weeks ago and just kind of modeled what they did, you would have been able to do something. I felt like the Penn State's top defensive guys did not show up tonight. Sutton was running around worried about, he's more complaining about getting holding calls called against him tonight. Okay? Offensive players. Kaytron Allen started to run the ball a little bit better later on. I get it. But Drew Allard looked like crap. He looked like crap tonight. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. This offense didn't look like they prepared for an Oregon team coming in. God, it's just horrible to watch. This is the same story, but just a different year. So now what? Instead of us just losing to Ohio State all the time, now we got to add Oregon to that list too? Because they joined the Big Ten and Penn State can't play with them? Like, give me a break. Give me a break. Like, again, this game tonight was just so bad. So bad. I mean, you would think for 1 second that they would be able to, go and go head to head with these guys and be able to play these games. But no, not at all. They have to worry about, they're just so bad. They really are. Tonight, receiving wise, okay? You know who the one guy who I'm not seeing on here? I see Trevor Pena, 2 catches for 16 yards. Kaytron Allen, 2 for 12. Nick Singleton had 3 for 29. This is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. It really, truly is. It really, truly is. They were just so bad tonight. They were so bad. They really were. They were really bad tonight. And again, I'm looking around. I'm sorry, but the one guy I'm looking for is Kerryon Hudson. Where was he at tonight? Okay, tonight was the Ross game, but Pena was barely visible. Hudson was definitely invisible. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm gonna rant. Because I'm tired of seeing the same shit year after year after year with this Penn State football team. It's the same thing. You get somebody who's in the top 10, James Franklin can't coach. It's just that simple. He gets out-coached every time. Again, when is people going to wake up in Happy Valley in central Pennsylvania and realize this guy can't coach football? He's horrible. He could beat up on the scrubs. But when he's got to go play a good team like an Ohio State, a Michigan, now Oregon, what's going to happen? Okay, and just to be on, just to keep reiterating this, USC's not going to be down for that long. Washington's definitely not going to be down for that long. Okay, Michigan's not going to be down for that long. So there's 3 teams right there that can potentially go past them. Allard stinks. He stinks. He is not. I'm tired of hearing Heisman. What? Are you kidding me? This kid's a deer in headlights. He should have went to the NFL. Let's get to your comments. Joe Hale checking in says horrible loaf. He said the refs blew some calls. Yeah, they weren't calling Sutton getting hold, but you can't go off of that. I know some people, I seen some of the message boards earlier. They were complaining about the turnover that got overturned. The guy's knee was down. Like, really? His knee was down. You should have stopped him. You should have stopped him. Joey Woods checking in, says Drew trash. I don't know about trash, Joey, but he didn't have time. His line sucked tonight. He said, bro, my Bulldogs lost. Yeah, how the hell did Georgia lose at home to Alabama? Jesus God. That's another game I couldn't understand. Man, Penn State is just bad on both sides of the ball. Not really so much on the defense. The defense was out there, Eagles fan, a lot tonight. They really can't. And they were really stuck out there for a long period of time. That whole first half, Drew Allard and that offense was boom. And Andy Willisicki or whatever the hell his name is, he needs to go. He sucks. His offense is fucking horrible. And I'm sorry, pardon my language, but I'm sorry, I got to vent. This is the same shit year after year with this Penn State football team, and they are freaking horrible. Horrible. Okay? Every time they get up against a team that's in the top 10, James Franklin chokes. He is a choker. He sucks. They need a new guy at the helm. Plain and simple. I don't know why the alumni hasn't started talking about getting rid of this guy. I don't know why boosters haven't stepped in and tried to get rid of this guy. He is horrible. He cannot coach. He does not make good in-game adjustments. Okay? Bringing Jim Knowles over was a good thing, was a smart thing from bringing him over from Ohio State. Jim Knowles can coach defense. I think the defense will get better as the year goes on. This offense, I have no hope for. I don't like the offensive coordinator. I think he runs too many gadget plays. And you have a guy that can throw the ball. You have guys that can catch the ball. Why not start throwing the damn ball? Did you tell me Hudson, Ross, and Pena can't get open? They couldn't cover Ross at all night. And what is up with Penn State? Scared to take shots downfield. Everything was within 20 yards tonight. Was within 20 yards. And that's all the defenses are doing now. All these better teams that they're going to have to play now are all going to be putting their defenses 20 yards in and telling Drew Allard, you got to go deep to beat us. Oregon just laid the blueprint on how to beat them. Oregon came in here, came across country and beat you in your own house. And you had 2 weeks to prepare for them. No. That's shitty coaching. From the top, James Franklin sucks. He should not be a coach. Plain and simple, he sucks. He should be gone. He should have been gone 5 years ago. Why they have this guy around, I have no clue. He's horrible. And if you've been listening to me for any amount of time between here, when me and Pat were over on our EOP days, we have Mike Bollinger on, who covers Penn State. Me and him went back and forth. I told him then, 2 years ago, this guy sucked, that he needed to be gone. He's horrible. Cannot coach. Cannot coach the big games. Oregon fan here. You guys made it scary. Well, congratulations, Logan. I think you guys got a really good team, man. You do. You guys got a really good team out there. I think you guys probably got the best shot of beating Ohio State in the Big Ten. So, again, man, tip of the cap. Congratulations. You guys came across country on a whiteout. It's very hard to beat Penn State at home, especially in this. It was a great game, man. So, Logan, much respect to you guys, man. But I have to go off. He said, man, respect. Keep your heads up. Long season. It is. It is. But you don't understand. We've been going through this now for about a decade with James Franklin. He's horrible. The guy can't make in-game adjustments. Kolozicki, the offensive coordinator, is just, I feel like he's playing NCAA 26. These are where these plays are coming up from. Like, you have guys, how Kerryon Hudson did not have a target in this game. Hell, they didn't. I'm sorry, he may have one. I think he threw one near him. But for him not to get in here, how do you not do that? He's your best possession receiver. Him and Pena are your best possession receivers, and they used them on gadget plays. That's why Oregon had no fear. Oregon knew that Kolozicki is scared to let Drew Allard go deep. He had to make him go deep in the fourth quarter because there was no option left. They were down by 14 points. He had to go deep. But look what happened right after he went deep and he connected with Ross. What did they do? They went down the field. They dinked and dunked down the field. That's what Penn State's offense is. It's dink and dunk. And they're not going to get any better, and they're not going to win any of these close games by not taking chances on going down the field. You have guys that can stretch the field. You don't use them. You don't use them. Again, this all goes back to coaching. Kolzecki sucks. Franklin sucks. Both of them should pack their bags and get the hell out of Happy Valley. I've been wanting Franklin going for years. Been wanting them going for years, and this doesn't make me change my mind any bit. And like I said, we got a date in Columbus later on in the season, and I'm not looking forward to that game because he's going to come up short again. You can look, mark it on your calendars, September 27th at 11:30. I told you, he is going to come up short in that game in Columbus. Plain and simple. And this is probably the time where they could probably go after Ohio State. Penn State has the team to go head-to-head with them. You know what I mean? I don't have no faith in Franklin. I really, truly don't. This is as bad as a loss that you can have. You had 2 weeks to prepare for an Oregon team who struggled with Northwestern. They struggled with Northwestern. I watched that game for 3.5 quarters. They struggled with that Northwestern defense. And the same thing happened in Northwestern's defense. They stayed on the field too long. They got tired. Oregon was able to pull away. That kid tonight for Oregon, that quarterback, looked like he should be leading the Heisman Trophy. That kid got out of so many chances on blitzes that were coming in. They could not slow him down. I felt like in this game, Penn State had to fight for everything that they got, and Oregon, just if they didn't get it, they shot themselves in the foot. It was either an overthrown pass or something else. Like Oregon could have easily, I feel like they could have easily blown Penn State out tonight. Penn State did not look ready to play football, and they lost. And they should have gotten blown out. They should have gotten blown out. You cannot have a first half like they had and still be in this. That defense kept them in this that defense kept him in this game in the first half. They kept him in it. Eagles fan, I guess he's laughing at my rant. MP checking it, says Drew Eller stinks. They're going to lose to Ohio State, Indiana, and probably Iowa. I don't know about Iowa and Indiana, but I will give you Ohio State. I don't think they're good enough to beat Ohio State. I really don't. I think the team that can probably beat Ohio State was the team that won the night. I think Oregon's got a really, really good chance to beat Ohio State because that quarterback is mobile and he can throw the ball on the run. And that's going to be hard against Ohio. I think Ohio State's going to have trouble with this kid. And I think that game's in Eugene, right, this year? So, Indiana head coach is who PSA should have targeted. Man, listen, I wanted Luke Fickell in here, the guy out in Wisconsin. I wanted him here. 3 years ago, whenever it was he got hired out there. Luke Fickell, if he's the head coach of this Penn State team, are you kidding me? Last year in this year's team, Penn State would have won the national title last year if Luke Fickell was the coach of this team. If Luke Fickell was the coach of this team, they would have won the national title last year. That's how bad James Franklin is. James Franklin is horrible. He's horrible. I wish he would have taken the SC job years ago. I was praying he did. I was praying. When the SC job was open, I was praying he was going to leave Penn State and go out there. I would have packed his bags. I would have drove him to the airport. Hell, I'll leave Philly now. Go to Happy Valley and drive him to whatever airport he wants to go to fly if he takes another job. I don't want him coaching my college football team anymore because he stinks. He is horrible. He is not big game James my ass. He is horrible. He ain't big game nothing. He is a doormat. He is a doormat for the Big Ten. And it doesn't matter. Whoever's running the Big Ten, come in here and they wipe their feet right on him every year. And it's been that way for a decade. He can't win the big game. It's, how many more years are they going to keep playing the 2016, block field goal against Ohio State? He's 4-21 against top 10 opponents. He sucks. It's time for you to cut bait, Penn State. Cut him loose. You have talent. You have talent. He said, oh, nope. Right here. He goes, Wisconsin fans want Fickle fired. Good. Let him fire him. He can come here. I will take Luke Fickle in a heartbeat here. That guy knows how to make in-game adjustments. Wisconsin don't get the same type of players Penn State gets. And that's the truth. Penn State gets a lot of decent kids that want to come there and play football. Wisconsin used to get a lot of good players, but with this portal now, no. You know what I mean? This dude is he's trash. He is trash. And you could see it coming. When Oregon scored that second touchdown in the second overtime, I knew right then and there Penn State had lost that game. I knew they had lost the game. Even though they did well and they stopped the 2-point conversion, I knew Penn State had lost that game. And true to form, Drew Allen throws a pick to end it. I'm tired of hearing about him, too. You know, he's supposed to be this generational talent. He's been kind of sucking ass, too, to be honest with you. I'm going on a rant tonight. I'm getting this crap. I'm getting this shit all off my chest because this has been building up. It's the same damn show. It's just a different year. And I said 2 weeks ago when they played Villanova, I said if Villanova had half the talent that Penn State had, they would have beaten Penn State in Happy Valley. Because that's how bad Penn State looked against Villanova, even though the score said 52 whatever. They didn't look good against FIU, and they damn sure didn't look good against Nevada, giving up long runs. No. That was time for them to sit there and work out their kinks against the 3 non-conference opponents. You play your first conference game and you lose at home when you had 2 weeks to prepare. It's inexcusable. He needs to be fired. Plain and simple. Fire his ass. He's horrible. He sucks. He should be out of Penn State. He should have been out of Penn State 5 years ago. I don't know what pictures he got of somebody humping a goat or something for him to still have a job there, but he sucks. He can't win a big game. And if you can't win a big game, then guess what? You're coming in second. So get ready, Penn State fans, because you're probably going to have a January 1 bowl. Because even if you make the playoffs, as soon as you run into a team like this one or Ohio State or probably some mid-tier, or not mid-tier, but a really good SEC team, you're probably going to get bounced. Penn State might be able to make it to a Final Four. Might. But guess what? You went from being a top 4 now to now you're hoping that you can make the top 12 just to get in. All because your head coach can't coach. He cannot coach in big games. He stinks. He stinks. Plain and simple, stinks, stinks, stinks. I wouldn't let that dude coach my JV Pee-wee team. He's horrible. He's horrible. Let's see here. I'm sorry, right here. Wait a minute, right here. Franklin, that's actually 4-21 now, MP. So overtime sucks. Nah, it don't suck. It's just Penn State's coach sucks. I told you, I'm not a big fan of Mr. Franklin. Will not ever be a fan of Mr. Franklin. He's horrible. He doesn't make good in-game adjustments, and he lets this friggin' Kolosecki guy, the offensive coordinator, my man gets his plays from NCAA 26 because, again, you have a possession receiver in Hudson. You have another possession receiver in Pena, okay, and you got a speedster. And the kid who caught the 2 touchdowns tonight. Where the hell is he at? Ross. You have the speedster and Ross. Okay? And like I said, he stinks. He stinks. I said if Franklin had any balls, he would have went for 2 and then made it 17-16. For what? I mean, if you go for 2 and he loses it, he would have gotten killed there. I mean, he did the right thing pushing it in overtime. You know, I would have went for it in overtime. When they scored, I would have went for 2 and then put the pressure on them. I would have went for 2. I mean, if they're going to score, they're going to score. You know what I mean? But they're just horrible. They had Oregon's defense reeling at that point. They did. They did. Oregon's defense, I felt, got tired too. I thought they played a great game. You know, I will say this. The two defenses in this game were really good. And you could tell that they were two of the best in the country. But when it comes down to the offense, Oregon's offense was just a little better tonight. And we needed to see better, more production out of Penn State's offense. And again, the play calling was horrible. The coaching was horrible. Who's that lead back to? Kolonicki and Franklin. Need I say more? Fire James Franklin. Yeah, I've been on that. How did they sign him to a many-year deal anyway? I don't know. They gave him a many-year. They gave him like a 10-year deal. I'd probably say about 4 or 5 years ago, they signed him to that. So we got at least another 5 years of this knucklehead. So, and they're not looking at it. Their quarterback is at Missouri. Yeah, you ain't lying. Bo Pabula, I miss him. Bo Pabula is somebody that I wish he would have stayed. Because he was a lightning rod for them last year. And that's another thing, too. When Allard was going cold, they would throw Pabula in, and he would move the team down the field. He would move them down the field, man. And I changed the channel after the fumble return. Why was it overturned? Oh, because when the running back first went down, his right knee touched the ground. That's why it was overturned. They said his right knee had touched the ground, so he was down by contact before the fumble. That's why Penn State did not get the fumble in that. But didn't you just kind of have that feeling that you knew Allard was going to throw an interception? Like, I have no faith in him at all. I thought he was going to throw an interception, really, when he threw the deep ball to Ross. I was like, well, here comes the interception. You know, I just knew he was going to throw one. He's known for it. And I'll tell you what, this is, again, they got to go to Columbus. You really look at the way this team played tonight. You were ranked number 2 in the country. I wonder how far they're going to drop now, because you know they're going to drop. Crazy drop. I mean, you know, they're not an SEC team, so you know they're going to drop. Okay, only the SEC teams can lose and drop like 2 spots or 3 spots. You know what I mean? So they'll probably drop down to about 8, maybe 9. And you know what? It's deserving. Again, I said it 2 weeks ago. You go watch this. You watch this program from 2 weeks ago on here. I said if they don't come out and they don't practice hard and they don't get fixed, what needs to get fixed, they are going to lose to Oregon. And sure enough, sure as hell they did. Sat around for the first. They got to score points in that first half. You got to take shots. Now, every defense from here forward is going to play 25 yards. It's going to play 20 yards and in. Because they know you're not going to take shots on them. And like I said, this Kolonicki, this offensive coordinator, he sucks. I have yet to see anything good of him drawn up at all. Like, I mean, this really goes to show you what type of player, what's his face was, the tight end from last year, Tyler, whatever his name is. You know what I mean? Tyler Warren. It just goes to show you how special of a player he really was, because he was their whole offense a year ago. It was him and the 2 running backs. That was it. And I'll tell you what, man. Adam C's checking in and says Drew Allard makes too many mistakes, like throwing into double coverage. He does. But that last pass, as soon as it left his hands, I said, oh, that's intercepted, because right where he was going. I don't understand why you didn't try running the ball there. Run the damn ball. You have a 2-headed monster. Or if you are going to throw the ball, have Allen and Singleton in the game at the same time, where they don't know who's getting the ball. That's another thing, too. Like, you guys, Penn State's so predictable. You could tell when they're going to throw the ball because they bring Singleton in. They'll give it to him a few times, but he's their pass-catching back out of the backfield. Where Allen's the bulldozer. He's the runner. I don't know. This game will kill me. I don't think they'll drop out of the top 10. It wasn't a crazy upset. They did lose in overtime. They did lose by 6, and they lost to the number 6 ranked team in the nation. I don't think they're going to drop that far. I would be very shocked if they dropped out of the top 10 because when Notre Dame got their first loss, they were still in the top 10. They were still in the top 10. So, I mean, if they're still in the top 10 after one loss, Penn State can be in there. So, I definitely can see them. I can see them dropping down to like 8 or 9, somewhere around there, maybe 10. But I don't see them dropping out no past there. Not after lose. I mean, yeah, they lost at home, but they lost to the 6th ranked team in the nation. It wasn't like they lost to the 37th ranked team. So, DC checking in, says 137 yards is horrible in this area. It is horrible in college football. In college football, like really? It says Franklin can recruit. I'd make him a GM like Andrew Luck at Stanford and go get a real head coach. That's the whole problem. This dude thinks he can coach. He sucks. He's horrible. He is freaking horrible. All right, guys, let me pay some bills right here before I get out of here. Join Pat and Al. That's right. Yours truly is off tomorrow. I actually have work in the AM, so I will not be joining my compadres tomorrow morning. So make sure you jump in for those guys. 9 a.m. That's right. In just about a little over 9 hours, man. Those guys will be here. But actually kicking us off tomorrow, 6:30. A special 6:30 in the morning. That's right. Steel City Sundays with Will and the crew. They will be on at 6:30 as they get you ready for Steelers Vikings over there in Ireland. That's right. That's right. So make sure you guys tune in for them. Matty B will have you on the call tomorrow as a special 3:05 start for the Phillies. And for all you guys who were just wondering, the Mets and Reds are now tied for that final playoff spot. So the Mets need to win tomorrow, and they need a loss by the Reds. If the Reds win in any way, they are in. So there you have it for tomorrow. Also, we also have you covered. That's right, the Birds Fly By with Steve Fuentes. Make sure you guys check him out as he gets you ready tomorrow for the postgame, right after the final whistle of Eagles and Bucks. By the way, I will not be on tomorrow, but I love the Eagles tomorrow in this game. Last time A.J. Brown played against the Bucks, Eagles won. The last 2 times he did not play, the Eagles lost. So, again, I like the Eagles tomorrow. Chris Godwin should be returning for the Bucks. Should be a good one. So, make sure you guys definitely check that out. Oh, and one more thing. Matty B returns tomorrow night. That's right. Sunday through Thursday, 10 p.m. for the final word. He will have this day in sports history. He will also be talking about possible Phillies opponents and, of course, probably recapping, I'm calling it now, a Birds win tomorrow. So there is that. And just in case you guys want to take a look at it, this is everything coming up. So Sunday, we got a busy day. As you guys take a look right here. Again, the Steel City postgame show starts 6:30 a.m. Again, the final word with Maddie is on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, me and Paul Spencer will get you guys rocking with props, locks, and parlays right after us, the Pittsburgh Sports Desk, and then Maddie. Thursday, kind of another busy day over here on It's a Wrap. You have Birds Blast with Maddie and Kyle Quinn. Gridiron Weekly, okay, the attacking third, and Maddie B's last day of the the final word. Next week will be kind of big. We will be doing mostly Phillies for that. I don't know how we're going to do that yet, but Penn State does have I believe it's a 4:00 game next week. They are at UCLA. So I think they are. Let me go double check that real quick just to see what time the games are next week. Yep. Penn State, 3:30 at UCLA. So they should be heavy favorites in that. Sorry about that. Got something caught in my throat. So there it is. Adam says, great show, Mike. Have a great day off. I'm not off, Adam. I actually have to work my normal job tomorrow. So that's why I will not be on. I will probably already be in work by that time. So I actually have to clock in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. So, yeah. So, guys, bummer tonight. Nittany Lions lose the whiteout game 30-24 in double overtime. Again, Andy Kolozicki and James Franklin, they both suck. And I'm going to continue to say they suck until they get out of here. So with that being said, you guys have a great rest of your Saturday night. P&M in the AM tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. Pat and Al, those guys will have you covered. I will see you when I see you guys. Have a good night.